we are getting into the Christmas spirit here at English Addict because, of course, we are just around 2 weeks away from Christmas. Oh, are you looking forward to it? I hope you are. We are back. Yes, we are back together. Hi, everybody. This is Mr. Duncan in England. How are you today? Are you okay? I hope so. Are you feeling good today? I hope you are feeling as happy as can be because it is English Addict, and yes, we are live once again right here on YouTube. For those who don't know who I am, I will explain briefly what I do here on YouTube. My name is Duncan. I talk about the English language. Sometimes my lessons are recorded. Sometimes they are very, very live. Anything can happen during today's live stream. That is one of the things I love about doing this live. When I do it live, you never know what is going to happen. You never know what will occur. So please stick around. There might be a few surprises. There might be a few surprises that I am not even prepared for, to be honest. For those who are wondering, yes, I have my new studio. This is the layout from now on. Can I just say before we go any further, because I know a lot of people will ask, where is Mr. Steve? Mr. Steve is not here. He is performing this afternoon in a concert, and he was also performing in the concert last night. In fact, I have some exclusive video images from last night's concert. Would you like to have a look? Well, here they come right now. So this is where I was last night. I was attending a concert, and you might notice, if you look carefully, you might just see Mr. Steve towards the right-hand side. I might even zoom in a little bit, just in case you can't see Mr. Steve. There he is. Can you see him singing his little heart out? Last night we went to a Christmas concert, and as you know, Mr. Steve likes performing. He likes singing as well. There were many people involved. So Mr. Steve was part of the chorus, but also he was doing some solo singing as well. Would you like to have a look at Mr. Steve singing? We can't hear him, unfortunately, because of copyright problems, but there is Mr. Steve last night singing, doing his solo act. He was singing a beautiful song, and he sung it very well. I have to say, Mr. Steve is a very good singer. He has the most wonderful voice. Besides singing, Mr. Steve was also doing something else as well.
Right, grubs up. Cheese. Another cheese. Another cheese. Tuna. Tuna. There. Another tuna. Here. Another tuna. Cheese, no butter.
Oh, I'm cheese, no butter.
Another tuna.
And for those wondering what the food was, I had a jacket potato. Jacket potato. It is basically a potato that is put in the oven, and then it is baked. And there you can see I had my potato with some tuna and sweet corn as well, and also some, I think that might be lettuce on the side, spring lettuce on the side with some tomatoes. So that's what I had last night. And Mr. Steve was keeping himself very busy. Besides waiting on the tables, he was also taking out the rubbish as well.
I get all the glamorous jobs.
Steve's doing the glamorous work, emptying the bins. Oh, there's Martin.
That's it. Done my job.
So that is what was going on last night with myself. I also made a short video as well talking about the event. It was quite nice, even though the journey there was a little perilous. Oh, perilous, Mr. Duncan, we like that word. If something is perilous, it means it is dangerous. It is filled with unexpected dangers, because we had quite a strong storm last night. Harsh winds were blowing all around, but we managed to survive. We were okay. Hello there. It's so nice to see you here today. I wonder who was first on today's live chat. Let's have a look. Oh, very interesting. We have an interesting situation taking place with Olga. Congratulations, Olga. You are first on today's live chat. That is very good. Very nice. Congratulations, Olga. You are first on today's live chat. We also have Bruno as well. Hello, Bruno. Welcome back. It's nice to see you here again. Also, Vitas is here as well. Florence, Palmyra. We also have Luis Mendez. I don't know why, but I can't do my echo anymore. I don't know why, but unfortunately, I can't do my echo anymore, and I don't know why. Luis Mendez. You see? So my echo, unfortunately, isn't working. Well, it wasn't last week anyway, let's put it that way. Also we have, who else? Zoya is here as well. Where are you watching at the moment? I'm always interested to find out where you are watching in the world. So please let me know. Yes, it is. It is approaching Christmas. We are just a couple of weeks away from Christmas. Are you excited? I have managed to buy something for Mr. Steve. The only problem is, and this is what always worries me, I'm not very good at buying gifts for people. I will be honest with you. I am terrible, in fact, at buying gifts. And I always worry that the thing that I've bought will not be suitable or will not be adequate for the person I'm buying it for. So I do often worry. I get a little bit stressed when I'm buying gifts for people. What about you? Are you very good at buying gifts for others? Sometimes there are people who are hard to please. I would say that buying a gift for Mr. Steve is very hard because he has everything he needs, I suppose. Well, first of all, he has me. I mean, really, if you have me, what else could you want when you think about it? Hello, Patrick. Patrick is here watching in France, in a place called Ous. Did I pronounce it correctly? I hope so. We also have Marcia as well. We also have Beatrice. We also have Mosen. Hello, Mosen. Nice to see you here as well. We did have a good time last night, I have to say. I was saying to Mr. Steve this morning, it really does feel as if Christmas is coming. I don't know why. Maybe it is because last night I went to the Christmas concert and watched Mr. Steve. Hello, Claudia. Claudia is here. I suppose I should ask, what is cooking, Claudia, what have you got in your pot? Coming up today, we will be revealing the Oxford Word of the Year. Every year, this has become a tradition with Oxford University Press, the people who produce and publish the dictionary. And this year, they have chosen a very unusual word as the word of the year. So every year this happens. It has become a sort of tradition where every year or each year Oxford University Press will announce their word of the year. All of that coming up. Also, we are looking at words and phrases connected to falling. Fall. Words and phrases connected to that very thing. Also coming up on today's live chat. Christina. Hello, Christina. Nice to see you here as well. Aziz is also watching. Wow, we have so many people joining us today on the live chat. It's very nice to see you here. By the way, for those wondering, you can, and this is amazing, I love technology, but you can have live captions. So if you want to, you can actually have live captions at the bottom of the screen. It is possible to do that if you want to follow along as I'm talking. You can do that as well. Isn't it amazing? Zudzika is here as well. Thank you very much for joining me. So this year, the word of the year chosen by Oxford University Press. They are the people who publish the dictionary here in the UK. I suppose you might say that it is the most famous dictionary in the world. A lot of people follow the Oxford Dictionary. Of course, other dictionaries are available as well. You have Webster's Dictionary as well. So there are others besides Oxford. So this year, the Oxford Word of the Year it's a very unusual one, actually. It is a colloquialism. Oh, Mr. Duncan, we like that word. So it is a word that is used in certain situations or something that might be seen as informal. A way of using a word or changing a word that is used informally. This year's word is very strange. It is Riz. This year's word of the year is Riz. I'm going to be honest with you now, if I can. I haven't heard this word used at all in any way. And I am a person who lives on the internet. You may have noticed I'm always here doing something. And I've never seen that word or heard it used anywhere. But apparently it is used quite often on the internet amongst people, probably young people, I would imagine. I think this has something to do with young people. I think so. So the word riz is a colloquial noun defined as style, charm, or attractiveness. So maybe if a person has a natural attractiveness, apparently it's short for charisma. So charisma is that thing that a person has in their character or in their appearance. And that is what it is. So when we talk about your riz, we are talking about your charisma. And there it was. This year's word of the year. And I hope you enjoyed that. We're going to take a quick break whilst I take a drink of water. I'll be back in a moment and we will continue with today's English Addict live stream. Don't go away.
boy now.
Doo-ba-doo. It is English Addict with myself, Mr. Duncan, who apparently has a slightly sore throat. I don't know, maybe it was because I was talking a lot last night and sometimes having to raise my voice to be heard in the crowd of people that I was mixing with yesterday. By the way, if you want to give me a lovely like, you can. Please give me a like if you like what you see. It is something you can do for me. You can send me a lovely like if you want. It would be ever so nice. I have to say I am missing Mr. Steve. And for those of you who are wondering where Steve will be sitting, Steve will actually be over there on the other side of the studio. He has his own corner. I am hoping next Sunday Steve will be with us, because I've gone to a lot of trouble to make sure Mr. Steve will be comfortable. But he isn't here. At the moment, he's preparing to perform in the Christmas show that he's taking part in. So that's what Mr. Steve is doing, basically. Looking outside, we haven't had a look outside the window yet. There it is, the view outside. That is looking into the back garden, and you can see everything is looking rather dry and, well, let's just say it does look as if autumn has come and gone. And now we await the arrival. I wish I could speak today. We await the arrival of winter. Winter is on its way. In fact, it feels as if it's come already. By the way, for those wondering, yes, this is English Addict with myself, Mr. Duncan. You are watching live on Sunday. I have got a book by Oxford Advanced Learners Dictionary. It was a gift for myself that I bought some years ago. It is so good if you want to use a monolingual one and don't want to translate. Yes, well, quite often I think maybe somewhere I think I have that book as well for myself, because I was actually sort of using it to lend to some of my students when I was in China. So I think it's over there somewhere. It might be actually over there. Wait there a moment. I'm going to do something very unusual. I'm going over there to see if I can find the book. And it might be the same book that you have. So just a moment. Oh, very interesting. Come on. Come on. Come to Mr. Duncan. Yes, this is a very good book. I can recommend this to you, by the way, if you want to have a look at that. The Oxford A to Z of Grammar and Pronunciation. And this is a book that I actually took with me to China, all the way to China this has been. And I used to give it to some of my students. I used to lend it to them, and they would use it to help with certain problems that they may have had with their grammar and their punctuation. It is a very good book. As you can see, it is not very big. It's very handy to carry around with you, and it has lots of great information. I think it is still available. So maybe this isn't the same book, but it is very useful anyway. Oxford University Press is the one that I like. I don't know why, but I always find their books quite useful and very handy to have around. If something is handy, it means it is something useful. And as you can see, I can hold this in my hand very easily and carry it around in my bag. So that would be a book that I would recommend by Oxford University Press. Is it possible to buy your T-shirt yet, Mr. Duncan? I haven't put my T-shirt on sale yet, but I am thinking of producing some for sale just for a short period of time, and I think that will be happening next year. So if you would like to have a genuine English Addict t-shirt, look out, because in 2024 I will be actually putting these on the market. They will be officially available, and you will know that they are my t-shirts because they will be official. Look out for that. 27 minutes past 2 o'clock already. I can't believe how fast today's live stream has gone. I really have to be honest. Yes, I do recommend that book if you want to improve your grammar and punctuation. If you come across any problems, it is a very useful and handy book to have. It is very useful indeed. In a moment, we are going to take a look at some words and phrases connected to fall. If you fall, to drop, to lose control of yourself as you are walking, or maybe if you fall from a height, maybe from high up, perhaps you fall from a long distance. So I think Giovanni, maybe this is not the book that you have, but I still recommend it to you anyway. I know I am not getting paid for mentioning it. The only reason why I'm mentioning that book is because I mentioned Oxford University Press, but I'm not getting paid for it, for those who are wondering. I know other people on YouTube, they do receive money for promoting things, but I don't, you see. I'm quite unusual in that respect, because I have been on YouTube for a long time, and I am one of those people who doesn't do promotions or product placements. It's very unusual, I know, but it's just the way I am, I suppose. We are going to have some words and phrases connected to falling in a few moments. But first of all, this is something that happened this year, and I want to share it with you. So over the next couple of weeks, I will be reliving some of the wonderful moments that we've had together, and moments that we've shared together, including this one. English Addict on a Sunday afternoon. I hope you are having a good day where you are and you are relaxing. Are you ready for Christmas? I suppose that is the big question. Are you ready for the arrival of the season, the festival that lots of people like to enjoy? Not everyone, I know, before you say, not everyone celebrates Christmas, but a lot of people do, and I just do it for fun, to be honest. I love the lights, I love the colour, I love the celebrations, I love the food, of course. So Christmas is coming. Are you ready? Are you doing it? Are you celebrating it this year? Please let me know. So now we are going to look at words and phrases connected to fall. It is a great word, not a good word. Most of the time the word fall is used negatively, but it's a very useful word. It's one of those words that might occur quite often in your day-to-day life, and there are many ways of expressing it, which is the reason why I'm going to do it right now. To fall. To fall. So we are talking about the action of it, the actual occurrence of it happening. To fall, to lose one's balance. So normally when we walk around, we have control over our position. We are upright, we are walking, but sometimes you might lose your balance. You lose control of your balance. And that quite often will lead to a fall taking place. So fall can also be a noun. So the fall itself is the occurrence and the action is fall as well. So it can be used in more than one way, and it can be used as both a noun and a verb. To fall, to descend. That's a great word. Descend. To descend means to drop. Something falls, it drops, it goes down quickly. To descend. Maybe if you are in a high building on one of the top floors, you will descend in a lift. You will go down. Of course, the opposite is ascend. You ascend, you descend. To go up is ascend. To come down is descend. So those are the two words for going up and coming down. So if you descend fast without any control, that is a good definition of fall. Something is falling and also it is out of control. You can't control that thing. You are falling. You are out of control. You are descending fast without any control. To fall is an action. So quite often we use the word fall to show that something is occurring. To fall to the ground. To fall over. You might fall over. You might fall to the ground. And of course there are many reasons why you might find yourself falling to the ground. You might fall over. We can also describe the collapse of a structure, such as a building, anything that is solid and upright. Something might fall. It might collapse. It might fall suddenly. It might collapse suddenly. Or, of course, it might slowly fall. It might fall gradually. For example, a building falls. We are saying that that thing is happening. The building falls. It comes down. It collapses. And then, of course, we have the past tense. The past tense of fall is fell. You fall, you have fallen, or you fell. You fall, you have fallen, you fell. I have fallen down the stairs. I did that. He fell down the stairs. Here's another one. A sudden sharp drop. So if something suddenly drops or falls, it is, I suppose we could also use the word decline as well. Decline. to suddenly go down, to take a downward direction, to decline, a sudden sharp drop. We can say, for example, that there is a fall in the rate of crime. So if the numbers or the amount of something starts to get lower or become less, we can say that it falls. A sudden sharp drop. Decline. Something drops. It becomes lower. It becomes less. A fall in the rate of crime. We can also have a fall in the economy. So maybe if the economic situation in a certain country becomes worse, we can say that it falls. The economic stability will fall. Maybe things will become more expensive and there will be less spending money around. Oh dear. To lose your emotional control, and I know we all do it, I do it, Mr. Steve does it, to lose control of your emotions. You might fall in love with someone. Suddenly, you find yourself strongly attracted to someone. You feel as if you are losing your emotional control because you like that person so much. You want to be with them. You want to be near them. You would do anything for them. Anything. To fall in love. Or, of course, you might fall for someone. It means you find yourself deeply attracted to another person. You want to be near them. You want to have a relationship with them. You fall for someone. You can also fall for something as well. To fall for something. Maybe you suddenly find that you like something very much, a particular hobby, a particular sport, or maybe an item, maybe clothing, maybe a thing that you really want to have. You want to own it. You fall for something as well. Here's another one. Oh, the process of falling and result. So we talk about fall as more than one thing happening, maybe the actual occurrence and also the result of falling. For example, fall to one's death. Not very nice. Or maybe fall in the sea. Or you fall overboard on a boat. So we are saying the thing happened, but also the result of that thing. So you don't just fall, you are also giving the details of what actually happened, what occurred, the process of falling and the result. You fall into a hole. We are saying how it happened, but what actually happened as well, what the result is. Here's another one, quite a few actually to get through. The season of autumn. So this is a nice one, unless of course you don't like autumn, in which case you might not like it. The season of autumn in the United States is often referred to as fall. We often talk about the fall or just fall. So in the US, people will often refer to autumn as fall. And I suppose the reason is quite clear, and that's because during autumn, many of the leaves will fall from the trees. Here's another one. Oh, to fall from grace. If you fall from grace, it means you lose your good reputation. If you lose your reputation, quite often your good reputation. So when we talk about reputation, we talk about the way other people see you, whether you are a good person or a bad person, the way you behave, the way you act, the way you conduct yourself in public. We can talk about reputation. So you can have a good reputation, and of course you can have a bad reputation. So if you often do good things, if you are a kind person, if you are nice to know, then we can often say that you have a good reputation. However, sometimes a person might do something bad, wrong, something that is dishonourable. They will fall from grace. So instead of being looked at in a good way, they will be looked at in a negative way instead. You fall from grace. You lose your good reputation. And this does happen quite a lot. People with power, celebrities, they might do something, maybe something from their past will suddenly appear, and they will fall from grace. It means their good reputation will vanish. It will disappear. They will lose their good name. The word trip can mean fall. You might trip over something. To trip over a fallen tree branch. So maybe something that is in the way as you are walking, and you trip over that thing. So the word trip can also mean fall. You trip over something. You fall over something. So the word trip is often substituted for the word fall. It is showing that you have lost control of your movement and your balance. You trip, you fall, you lose your balance. We can also use the word stumble as well. So this is a strange word. Stumble is not necessarily falling. You might lose your balance, but you might not actually fall. So stumble is an interesting word in the fact that you are having difficulty doing something. Maybe a person who is trying to speak on their live stream, sometimes they might stumble over their words. They might mispronounce a certain word. So we can say that someone can stumble over their words. They are having difficulty speaking. To stumble over a hidden hole. So maybe you are walking along and suddenly, boop, boop, you stumble. You don't fall over, but you might fall forwards. You might lose control briefly. But of course, stumble could also be falling as well. You stumble over a cliff. You stumble into a hole. So you can stumble and fall, or of course you can just stumble and lose control briefly for a short period of time. Here's another one. I can't believe we've almost come to the end of this list already. You lose your balance. And this happens, it happens to me sometimes. I think it might be because of my age. I think so. Sometimes I lose my balance, even as I'm walking along. Sometimes I'm just walking along the road and then suddenly I lose my balance and I don't know why. Sometimes I stumble. Sometimes I fall forwards or sideways and I don't know why. I think it might be my age. I think so. You lose your balance. Another way of describing this occurrence is to lose your equilibrium. I like that word. I will repeat it for you. Equilibrium. It's a great word. Equilibrium. It means your ability to stay upright and level. Your equilibrium is your balance. So if you stay upright, if you are straight, if you are feeling energetic, you can keep your balance. You have your equilibrium. It means everything is level and equal. You don't have to worry about falling over. Here's another one. Here is the word wobble. I like this word, wobble. To wobble is to become unstable, maybe during an earthquake. By the way, did you hear on the news? Apparently, this morning there was an earthquake in Scotland, in the north of Britain. Scotland had an earthquake. Nothing too dramatic, nothing too serious, but there was an earthquake this morning in Scotland. Giovanni says, Mr. Duncan, what do you think about doing short videos for those who stumble when speaking and want to practice speaking English? Yes, I think that's a good idea. Well, I have started making short videos again, and I have published some of those videos this week. So I do aim to try and do more than one type of lesson. And this is something I'm going to expand. The only problem is, of course, is keeping my time, because all of this does use my time and it does take up my time. So that is one of the big problems when you try to do more than one thing. I am trying to do many different things, but of course it does take time. To wobble is to be unstable. Not quite often when you get older. Last night I was at the concert that Mr. Steve was performing in, and there were many elderly people there, and some of them were wobbling. They had sticks and they were walking around and they were wobbling. In fact, one of them, an elderly lady, literally fell on top of me with her sticks. And I was recording my short video at the time. It's very embarrassing. I think she may have been a fan and she just wanted to get up close and personal. That's what I think. I think she was just pretending to fall over so she could be near me. I think so. Oh well, she's only human. So that is it for today from the list of words and phrases. Wobble. I do like the word wobble. It sounds funny, doesn't it, as well? Some English words do have strange sounds. I think so. Saturina says equilibrium comes from the Latin equal, which is libra, which is the scales, which of course refers also to the equal weight on both sides. Quite often in law, when we talk about law, we often talk about the scales of justice. We often show those things as being something equal. So everyone who goes on trial will have an equal hearing. It is equal. Hello, Irene. Irene, hello to you as well. Aziz says, Mr. Duncan, can we say slip? Yes, you can slip. But of course, slip is something a little bit more specific. If you slip, it normally means you lose control gradually. You slip. Maybe you slip on the ice. Maybe you slip on the snow. Maybe you slip on a wet floor. You lose control and you slip. You slip. You slip over. A lot of people do that during the winter when they are walking around on a cold day. It can happen. Francesco says you can also throw a wobbly. You are right, yes. If you throw a wobbly, it means you lose your temper. You suddenly become angry about something. So that is an informal way of saying lose your temper. You throw a wobbly. You lose your temper. You become angry and irate. You lose control. So you might say that those two words or the different uses fit together. When you wobble, you lose control. If you throw a wobbly, it means you lose control of your emotions. You become angry suddenly. I have enjoyed being with you today. I will be going in a few moments. If you want to say hello, you are more than welcome to do so. But yes, a lot of people are mentioning falling, many ways of describing things that reduce, maybe the price of something as well. The price of a certain thing can fall. So maybe if you reduce the price of something, we might say that the price falls. It becomes less. Of course, if something is the opposite, you might say that it goes up. It increases. So the price of something might increase, or it might fall. Increase, fall. When we are talking about prices and the price of things, then we often say that something will rise in price or increase in price, or maybe it will fall in price. It will become less expensive. I have enjoyed being with you today. I hope you like my new look studio. Everything is looking rather nice. I'm hoping that Mr. Steve will be with us next Sunday. I think he is, even though at the moment, at this time of year, he is often busy, very busy with concerts, because a lot of people want to celebrate the Christmas season. And I think that is a lot of fun. Hello to Dr. Boz or Dr. Bose. Dr. Bose Amiable. Someone here in Brooklyn in the USA. Oh, hello to the United States. Hi. How are things there? Are you getting ready for Christmas? Because I know in the US, the United States, it's always very busy at this time of year because you have Thanksgiving and then shortly afterwards you have Christmas. So I'm not sure. Some people celebrate both and some people only celebrate one of those things. So hello to Dr. Bose watching in Brooklyn. Hello, Brooklyn. It's very nice to see you here. It's very nice to see you here today. Thank you for joining me. If you are wondering when I am back with you live on Wednesday. So you can watch me twice a week live. Beep, beep, beep. Wednesday, 2 p.m. UK time. And of course, Sunday, 2 p.m. UK time. It's always the same time. Don't forget also to look out for my new short English lessons as well. And I will be putting lots and lots of those on over the next few weeks. Thank you very much for your company. It is always a pleasure to be here with you, my lovely English addicts from around the world. And don't forget, wherever you are watching, you are always welcome to join me here. It is not a problem. Hello, Marwa. I haven't seen you for a long time. Welcome back, Marwa. Unfortunately, I don't know why, but my echo is not working at the moment, so I can't sing my lovely song to you. But hello, Marwa. It's nice to see you back as well. Thank you, Beatrice. By the way, Beatrice, have you noticed? Just over there behind me, can you see your painting? Yes, I have your painting on display. So just behind me, you might notice behind me there is a little painting, and it looks like it's of a forest and some trees. And that is actually a painting that Beatrice did for me. And she gave it to me earlier this year when we met up in Paris. Very exciting, I have to say. Thank you very much for your company. I'm going to leave you with some lovely sights that I recorded last weekend at the Much Wenlock Christmas Fair. So that is what we are finishing with Today we will be finishing with the Much Wenlock Christmas Fair. A lot of people had a wonderful time last week, even though it was freezing cold. I have to say, the weather last weekend was terrible. It was freezing. However, this weekend, the weather is quite mild. It's quite pleasant walking around. The only problem is it's also raining quite a lot. Thank you, Palmyra. Thank you, Vitas. Thank you very much to Irene. Thank you, Vitali. Thank you also to Marawa, to Florence. Don't forget, can you also give me a lovely like as well to show you care? Give me a like. Go on, click that thumb. You know you want to. And that is it. That is all there is from me for today. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Have a super duper time. And I will leave you with the sights, the wonderful sights of the Much Wenlock Christmas Fair that took place last weekend. And of course, until the next time we meet here, you know what's coming next. Yes, you do. Enjoy your day. Stay happy. Keep that smile upon your face. Keep it on your face as you walk amongst the human race. And of course, ta-ta for now.